You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the October 9th, 2024 meeting of the LaPorte County Sheriff Merit Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the October 9th, 2024 meeting of LaPorte County Sheriff's Department Merit Board. Just to get us started, Mr. Berger is not here and Ms. Mock is not here at this point, but we still have a quorum, so we'll proceed, Sheriff. If we could, we'll rise here in a moment for the Pledge of Allegiance, and doing so afterwards, if we can pause for a moment of silence. September 21st, 1980 was the day that we lost Deputy Neil Thompson in the tragic line of duty accident that took his life. So the 44th anniversary was September 21st. We'd like to pause for a moment of silence for Neil. So if you could please, after the pledge. Jim, if you would please lead us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Did everyone receive a copy of the minutes from last month's meeting? Were there any corrections to be made? No. Hearing none, to have a motion to accept as presented?
Motion to accept.
Have a motion to have a second.
Second.
Okay. Next time we'll draw straws.
Yeah, okay.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. All in favor signify by aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Thank you. Morning, Sheriff.
Morning.
How are you on this brisk fall morning?
Boy, fall is in the air. This weather's a lot better than what our partners to the south are going to be experiencing here later today.
Yep, those poor souls.
Yeah, it's we pray that everything turns out for the best down there.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So, we'll go ahead and get started with our agenda for today. Our calls for service between August and September decreased. Total calls for service decreased 2% from 2,353 to 2,313. Our crash reports decreased from 85 to 84. However, our traffic stops increased from 874 in the month of August to 935 traffic stops in the month of September. That's because we were running some additional grant-funded traffic enforcement details. Our car deer crashes decreased from 16 to 14. That's kind of odd this time of year because usually we see it go the other way. With the farmers in the fields harvesting, usually stirs up the deer and we see a significant increase. But as of right now, we have seen the decrease. Not much, but a slight decrease. Year to date, in 2024, we've answered 19,627 calls for service compared to 2023. Where we answered 21,585 calls. This is a 9% decrease from last year. We have closed that gap a little bit, if you want to say, from last year. Earlier this summer, we were about 14% behind from last year. As you can see right now, we're only 9%. I think we're making up a little ground with the nice weather that we've experienced so far in September and October. So. Got some good news to report. Deputy Alexander Nolan has completed his FTO training and he's been assigned to the afternoon shift. He is now solo, so we're very pleased, very excited for that. Deputy Diaz continues his training at Nylea, which began on July 27th. I guess no news is good news because we haven't heard anything, and we, as far as anything negative and how his training is going. He is expected to graduate in November. We'll get a date to you guys once that gets finalized if you'd like to attend that graduation. The 2025 shift bids have gone out. The chief is working on getting the lineups put together. According to the chief, there's going to be some significant movements throughout the shifts because guys want a bit off and they have seniority to do off of different shifts and go to maybe a day shift or something like that. So he's getting that finalized, and those will be coming out here shortly as well too. Once again, we'll be conducting our yearly pre-Halloween sex offender compliance checks. We haven't got a date yet on that. We're finalizing a few details on that, but as you're all familiar with, we host this sex offender check every year before Halloween just to check compliancy with the offenders and make any arrest on sex offenders who may be non-compliant or who may have warrants because of non-compliance. On Friday, September 12th, we hosted our final Friday at Family Express at the Pinola location. This was very well attended and we had great interaction from the public that morning. We will be looking forward to resuming this program next year and with the continued support of the Family Express Corporation. On Tuesday, September 17th, Captain Allen and I met with the county school superintendents. This was just more of a reaffirm that our commitment to the schools. There's a couple of new superintendents. There's Dr. Moore, who was the principal at Roland Prairie Elementary School. She moved to become the superintendent of Tri-Township. And then there's Mr. Ton, who's now the Westville, New Durham Township School superintendent, who replaced Dr. Sandra Wood, who became the LaPorte school superintendent. So we just wanted to meet with them, kind of put some faces with names and names with faces, because we do have some new superintendents, some new faces. But one thing we did discuss with them is that we're going to increase the part-time pay for the SROs from $40 to $50 an hour beginning January 1st. We wanted to give them some notice so they can plan and prepare for those increases. Again, that's just for the part-time SROs. There's a couple of the school districts that do hire part-times to fill in some of the middle school locations, or if an SRO, the full-time SRO is out of the office, they do hire part-time guys to fill in as needed. So again, that will go from $40 an hour to $50 an hour beginning January 1st.